Hey guys, I'm Bobo the Vulture, and it's time for more Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge by Adam Ryland. Let's click anywhere and begin. And continue with normal buttons. Load the game, go to save game 3. It's the first day of the month, and as I recall last time, I didn't really do much of the sort of beginning of month business. So I might want to do some of that before we get going. Last time, as I recall, I'd noticed that I'd gotten a message from Zerf, and he was ready to do some Uncharted Waters videos, and I like to try and catch him when I can. Catch as catch can, you know how it is, folks. So, we need to hire 2 more wrestlers. Having more experienced workers would be nice. Hiring a road agent would be cool. We get staff of 40 skill or below. We are not big enough to run house shows. So, those are all important things to remember. Remember. So, let's see. El Majito, Palm Beach Boy John, Jarrell Clark, Jeremy VX Law. Marcos would best be served by freshening up his character. And our top draw is Akimon. Ric Flair has come to the end of his contract. Well, I am looking for talented guys. Let's see, medical staff. Dunn will return from his knee injury in 15 months. Marcos will return from his knee injury in 7 months. Do we have any unhappy workers? No, nobody's unhappy. Everybody happy, happy, happy. We have a few people with 8 months left on verbal contracts, and a few people with 20 months left on verbal contracts. So that's all fun and interesting. Out of curiosity, we can get staff of 40 skill or below now, right? What if I did want to get another road agent? Or a road agent, period. He's not very good. He's not very good. He's okay. He's not great. He's probably as good as we're going to get. Beth Bean, Ryan Marr. He wants 16 grand. It's too much, too much. It's much too much. How much does Beth Bean want? Wow, really? We've got somebody at 39 wants 16 grand. You got a guy at 32 wants 14 grand. Somebody at 35 who wants 5 grand. You know, just in case it happens to do anything, an extra 5 grand a month, I am willing to offer a verbal contract to Beth Bean. Now, I always thought it was supposed to be that women got, like, what is it, about 70, 80 cents to the dollar a man makes. Beth Bean here is literally earning a third. You want to take any less? Okay, I'm not offering her enough money. 5 grand here. 3-year verbal contract. We now have a road agent. That's something else Sophie won't be able to ask us about. We need more wrestlers. We need 2 more wrestlers. I have an idea. Again, it's going to be something that'll cost us more money per show, but it is something I think that is very potentially essential for raising the quality of our sports entertainment product. Let us look for somebody with a minimum charisma of 87. And somebody who will work for 9 grand or less. No wrestlers available. What about for 85? No wrestlers available. What if I go to 10 grand? We have all of these folks. We have Fabulous Frederick. We have Frankie Armadillo. Wow. We have Sandy Sanchez. And we have Vin Lee. Vin Lee, the most charismatic out of all of these. But as you can see, hopelessly untalented in the ring. At least that's what it appears. Of course, 19 years old. You're only learning the ropes, my man. I understand it. But what does your profile say? Is criticized as working too stiff on occasion. No attributes and no work relations. I believe I checked on this stuff maybe in the last go around. But you want to work as a face for 10 grand? What if I offered you 9? And what if instead of being on the upper mid card, you were a manager? Not offering him enough money. Well, I'm still at the point where nobody will take written contracts from me. So no way am I offering you 10 grand because you'll start asking for raises. Sandy Sanchez, you have an open contract with SWF already. You don't have any worker relationships. You don't have any... Well, you have the diva attribute. That's good. You're not an especially talented wrestler in other ways. Speaks, yes, this is important actually. I believe for people with this level of charisma, they probably will have speaks as an ability, but speaks is important. I checked Mexican because if Sandy Sanchez is from Mexico and she doesn't know English, and a vast antivirus shows up, then we could be in trouble. Let's see, she's known to be easy to work with. What if I knocked you back to 9 grand and made you a manager? I work for bigger promotions than you. She would need... Yeah. Now, I kind of just want to hire Frankie Armadillo outright as a wrestler. He's a blood relative of Mustafa Saeed. Eddie could be an announcer. This is the kind of guy I want to have. Not offering him enough money. Guys, let's knock it back to 9 grand. And wind it back down to a charisma of about 70. Allura. Bruce Sanchez is pretty charismatic. Colin P. Hightower. Dr. Hertz. Lotto money. Mr. Neil. Paulo Tiziana. Tommy Chill. Tommy Chill's pretty good overall brawling dude there. And XTC. She's an XTC, folks. So, let's change our search criteria again. Out of curiosity. Well, let's make sure that speaks is true. Does that eliminate any of you? No. Let's go with, can any of you also be an announcer? Colton P. Hightower and Tommy Chill. He's known to be easy to work with. He's a good grappler. He's not really great at anything else. He's okay. He could be an announcer. He's charismatic. I'm going to get into negotiations, contract negotiations, with Tommy Chill. Tommy Chill wants to be a heel. Wants to be a heel brawler. I guess I've brought in a few face brawlers recently, so it wouldn't be the worst thing to make him a contract offer like this. Alright. Tommy Chill agrees to the contract. Let's go back to the search criteria. Let's take the announcer true out of there. Are any of these other folks talented? Talented wrestlers. Talented in the ring, talented on the mic. Dr. Hertz is an okay brawler. Lotto Money sucks. I'm sorry, Lotto Money, if you're actually out there watching. I'm sure that you as a person are a fine human being. So Dr. Hertz, probably the next guy. Worker relationships. Has a friendship with Chi-Chi Cruz. He wants to be a non-wrestler. Well, he wants to be a face non-wrestler. What if we made you a face manager? You could talk for all of the, well actually hang on. 80, face manager. Bruce Sanchez. What are you working as? Contract negotiations. He wants to be a mid-card heel. And he works for $5,000. I tell you what, I'm going to offer you a written contract as a manager for 5 years. $5,000. How about it? He thinks signing a written contract with us wouldn't be the best career move. What if we raised the stakes and made it worth $9,000 to you? Well, fine. All right, Bruce Sanchez, let's go back into the negotiations again. We're going to make you a manager because you're not really a great wrestler. For $5,000 a month. Bruce Sanchez will agree to that contract. And then, I suppose I should check. Any of you other folks also want to work for less than $9,000? Any of you want to work for less than $8,000? Tiziana. What do you work for? $7,000. You work as a manager for $7,000. You know what? To me, it's worth it for the $9,000. I'm gonna go ahead and get Dr. Hertz on the old payroll here. Oh, what? Let's look at your attributes. She has the superstar look, and she is a diva. She's not the best on the mic, but she's pretty okay. We could do better. We could do Dr. Hertz. He's friends with Chi-Chi Cruz. Alright, let's go into contract negotiations. He wants to be a non-wrestler. We're going to read that as manager. Offer him $8,000 an appearance. We're not offering enough money. Fine. $9,000 an appearance it is. Sorry, I do not want to become a full-time wrestler. Well, you're not going to be a full-time wrestler. You're going to be a manager, Dr. Hertz. That's not wrestling. What's XTC's deal? XTC could be a diva. Well liked and respected. What do you work for? $9,000. Is it worth $2,000 to have 5 fewer charisma points in your manager? I don't know that it is. Although she's a heel manager. What about if we had Tiziana? She's also a heel manager. What about Miss Tenille? Are you a face manager? You are a face manager. I mean, I could make XTC work as a face manager. That would be perfectly fine. She's seen as being a reasonably good manager. She's well liked and respected. She isn't seen as being a reasonably good manager. Let's see, Miss Tennille, 70. She's 12 over. She's 22 over. What is the difference between these two here? A grand? Eh. I'll pay a grand more for somebody who's already working as a face, and for whatever reason, EWR thinks works better as a manager. That said, I did just hire a heel male manager, right? Boy, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Bruce Sanchez is a heel manager. All right. And yes, I'm going to have to then go through, all right, other workers. Let's just find Miss Tennille directly here. You want to work 8 grand an appearance, open contract. She'll agree to the contract. That's cool. Let's get back out of here. Now, I've got a face and a heel manager. So, I have talkers for all my superstars. So, let's go into our roster. Let's go into search criteria. Oh, there is, I can't use maximum charisma here. Position, touring, to visitors, rehabbing, refusing to work. No. So let's see. Who are our less than charismatic superstars? Axel Law. Done. Just too bad because he has 59 charisma. We really could use a talker for him. So let's see. Among the uncharismatic heels, we have Axel Law. We have Fast Eddie. Axel Law, Fast Eddie, Jarrell Clark. Axel Law, Fast Eddie, Jarrell Clark, and Trent Baker. Oh, here you go. We can have managers here. So, that's where I do it. Okay. So, Bruce Sanchez for you. You are managed by Bruce Sanchez. There we go. Done. Doesn't have one. You don't need one. You need one. You're a heel. You will be assigned to Bruce Sanchez. GQ Smooth sure doesn't. Jafar doesn't. Jeremy V needs one. You will be assigned to Miss Tennille. Jarrell Clark. Jarrell Clark needs one. He is a heel. He will be assigned to Bruce Sanchez. Chris Sproles. He knows what he's doing on his own. Little Nate needs a guiding hand, maybe. But he's currently on tour with Pro Wrestling Noah. But when he comes back, he will be assigned the tutelage of Miss Tennille. Marcos. A heel. He's in the borderline. He kind of did his own promos, but he's not great at it. I don't want to overextend these folks. Palm Beach Boy John. Steve Stone. You're not really great at doing promos. Let's have Miss Tennille do those for you. Tommy Chill, the heel man beast. He is going to be pretty good out here, I think. And Trent Baker, he's a heel. Let's give him to Bruce Sanchez. There we go. Now I have managers for all of my uncharismatic wrestlers. Now, Bruce Sanchez, obviously, can't go out here and do promos for all these guys all the time, but it'll be something that he can get done. Now, we could get more experienced workers in the roster. Other than that, we're doing pretty well, according to her. Marcos' act is starting to grow stale. Okay. And we have a lot of guys that should be pushed up the card. We are using the right price for everything. Okay. We don't have any merchandising right now, but that's okay. Let's go back and start let's double check the events. I know, folks, I know. You wish I would just do things right. Yep, it's going to be New Year's Eve. When is Chill Factor going to be? It is Saturday the 20th of January, so cool. Hopefully I remember all these things and things work out okay. Let's go to the next day. If it turns out that all of our extra expenses start putting us in the poorhouse, we'll know. Epson, PJ Friedman, Messiah, Derek King, Gavin Quest, and a bunch of things. Pat's Postal Service, as run by Postman Pat and his black and white cat, who are a big nostalgia thing for British children of a certain age. Zach Gowen has an open contract. Cool for him. Zach Gowen was a professional wrestler. I mean, he may still be out there doing wrestling. I don't know. Haven't heard from him in a while. But he had an underdog gimmick, pretty much, because he only has one leg. So it was pretty effective to make, as I remember, Brock Lesnar look just ridiculously evil and inhumane, to have him whoop the crap out of a guy with only one leg. Television ratings, folks. Other folks got them, we don't. Because we don't have television. We offered television to we offered television to the local network, but the local network wasn't interested in our product. So, lame. Yoga lame. Let's keep rolling through the months here. Chad Collier. I know that name, but I don't specifically remember who he was. Chad Collier. Which reminds me, I can't remember now if it was Mist B or who it was that was mentioning to me, and it is, something I might have known at some point in time and just forgotten. But Matty Anoa'i. The Anoa'i family is one of the family names of the sort of there's a family tree of Samoan dudes in professional wrestling. The Rock being a part of that family. Old Yokozuna, God rest him. He was a part of that family. Let's just see. Are these all just shows? Yeah. Um, Roman Reigns, part of that family too. Um, but it was NWA TNA fired Victoria. Oh, come on. She's got to bring home that paper. Support Stevie. Matt Murphy, Rusty Riddle, Victoria. Oh. But Maddie Anoa'i was Rosie of the team of Rosie and Jamal. Oh, she signed an open contract with FLI, so she still got work. That's good. Rosie and Jamal, 3-minute warning. He was also the superhero in training, the SHIT, who worked with. Oh, and Victoria immediately got picked up again for a written contract from TNA. What the hell are you guys doing? They just didn't want to pay her for that one day. That's not a good financial move because now they're going to have to pay her for this month twice, right? On written contract. They're signing Bradshaw to a written contract. And there's some ratings for SmackDown. Rusty Riddle, written contract. Matt Murphy. Matt Guitar Murphy got a written contract. That was weird. There was a power surge in the kitchen or something like that. Oh, well. We're just skimming through the days, folks. Don't much matter. We are going to head all the way out to New Year's Eve here, and then New Year's Day will roll around. And previous. When New Year's Day rolls around, of course, there'll be a new month. We'll have all kinds of new activities. You may have noticed that I didn't didn't send out more TV tapes because we pretty much, although now we're raising our production values, we could try for a different network other than the local network, see whether or not they would be appreciative of our products. Chris Michaels has agreed to an open contract. All right. Well, good. I appreciate his work, whoever he is. He's not one of our guys, so I don't really appreciate his work. And I feel like I should only debut one of our dudes this month. One of our new superstars is what I mean when I say one of our dudes. Because actually, we have our first non-dude in terms of on-screen talent showing up. Tiziana. No, Miss Tenille. I decided against hiring Tiziana because she was working as a heel manager. The Warrior is on a written contract with Ring of Honor. That doesn't sound like something Ring of Honor would do, but I don't know that much about how Ring of Honor works. Let's actually just pull up the stats on the Warrior. What? Can we not even look at the Warrior? Let's go to who did he just sign? He's just signed with ROH, so let's look at other promotions. Let's look at ROH's roster. They have David Flair. They have the Honky Tonk Man. They have Homicide. Kaz Hayashi, Loki. Got some interesting stuff going on here. There's the Warrior. His gimmick is power and paint. They don't really make a great they don't really. There's this game doesn't hold the Ultimate Warrior in a very high opinion. They give him above average charisma. I mean, the guy had incredible charisma. That was, largely it. Yes, he didn't have really technical ability to speak of. He wasn't a high flying, fast guy so much. He ran around a decent bit, but that was one of the reasons a lot of his matches were so slow or so short, because he just ran around. He would have gotten blown up if he tried to stay at that too long. Um, and his brawl skill is low. But, oh, he's over 72. Yeah, his charisma skill is 40, you guys. That's not right. That's not how it works. He's obviously more charismatic than that. The Ultimate Warrior? I mean, even if you can't understand what he's saying, you listen because he is screaming like a crazy person, running around, shaking the ropes with his hands, pumping his hands up in the air. He's got his crazy face paint going. There's more to the Warrior than just. Oh, NWA TNA have signed Desire. And they got a pay-per-view. Good for NWA TNA. And it is the 31st. Let's take a look at our feud right now. Either let the feud stay relatively even or let one of the workers get an advantage. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this one in the ring because that actually seems to be working out really well. You just have them wrestle match after match, and the kiss-off match for it will be like a gimmick match of some sort. Now let's go back. Yeah, I haven't done any booking yet, so don't worry about it. So, alright, we got a lot of stuff going on here, right? I'm just looking at the last. Alright, Little Nate and Jarrell Clark had a match last time. Yeah, Little Nate got to do an interview on his own, but nobody cared. That's too bad. Little Nate's not terrible on the mic. An interview was done. Snore. Alright. Let's go ahead and start this show. Let's, oh, I know the variant that we can put on this. We can go ahead and make the main event, be not Fast Eddie versus Jeremy V this time. Not this time. This time it'll be Jeremy V versus somebody else. And Fast Eddie will come in and interfere to cause the match to go differently. So who would be a good opponent for Jeremy V here? Could put Jarrell Clark in that match. That's actually not a bad idea. Jarrell Clark versus Jeremy V. Let's do that. Match 1-on-1. Singles match. It is going to be Jarrell Clark versus Jeremy V. There's not going to be a title on the line. The winner will be Jarrell Clark. Because there's going to be a run-in by Fast Eddie. Jarrell Clark will lose because of interference. Or Jarrell Clark will win because of interference. The aftermath will be 2-on-1 on Jeremy V. Everybody beats down Jeremy V because everybody's got a price. And see, this will all set things up. I'm liking this. It's not actually going to be, it's not going to be something that we'll be able to really properly illustrate clearly to the game, but what's happening right now is we're continuing this feud. Because you see, Fast Eddie is going to be a client of our new man, Bruce Sanchez. Fast Eddie and Jarrell Clark, both clients of Bruce Sanchez. They're part of the Bruce Sanchez stable of superstars here. But we are going to start this show with Bruce Sanchez talking with Fast Eddie. Or no, sorry, with Jarrell Clark. Single worker with manager. Bruce Sanchez is going to be out talking for Jarrell Clark. He's going to be targeting Jeremy V. And the purpose is to hype the upcoming match that they're about to have. And see if we had a backstage, like basically what we've got here and what's going to happen at the end of this segment is Jarrell Clark is going to get the win over Jeremy V because Fast Eddie's going to come in and cheat. And then afterwards, the two of them are going to do the beatdown, and the instigator behind this new partnership obviously is going to be Bruce Sanchez. But folks won't find out about that detail, that wrinkle to it, until next month, of course, when Bruce Sanchez will have to come out and talk up Jeremy V. I mean, talk up Fast Eddie. He's not Jeremy V's manager. My gosh. All right. Let's get into our stats here. Let's see. Let's look at everybody's morale. Who's feeling left out? Axel Law is feeling a little left out. That's ridiculous. Axel Law is he's in our hearts, folks. Oh, that's fine. We can put him into a match. El Majito's not feeling the love. So Tommy Chill also not feeling the love, but he just signed up, so he doesn't know what the love is yet. We could put Axel Law and El Majito into a match together and have Axel Law job out. That'd be a way to get them both in the both on the card. The thing is, I've got a lot of people sort of floating around the same rough realm of overness of the like late 30s, early 40s. Although GQ Smooth and Jafar are not in that area. Oh, Akiman, has he wrestled in a while? I don't know. But yeah, let's have El Majito wrestle. Let's have El Majito wrestle Axel Law. It won't be the best match. It'll be an okay match. Match 1 versus 1. Singles. Axel Law versus El Majito. Where are you, El Majito? Oh, El Majito's on tour right now. Well, alright. We're going to swap in Akiman then. See how smooth and quickly I made that decision on the fly. And Akiman's going to get the W. Agumon. Well, wait a minute. We had Agumon just have a useless squash victory last week, so we don't need to give him the extra respect out of that. Let's put Trent Baker in a nice match against. I bet he'd have a good match with. Well, maybe not GQ Smooth. Maybe Chris Sprules. Yeah, I bet Chris Sprules and Trent Baker would have a nice match. Although, actually, let's see. If it weren't for the fact that they were both heels, I would suggest Jafar and Trent Baker could have a decent match. I got a lot of pretty good all-rounders at this point. Let's see. Axel Law. What are we going to do with you? I'm going to put you in a match somewhere. Where, I don't know. Yeah. So, Axel Law. Let's find an opponent for Axel Law, because he looks like he could use one. Actually, Axel Law and GQ Smooth would put on a pretty good match. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make that our opening match. Axel Law versus GQ Smooth. It's a match. It's a one-on-one match. It's a single match. It is going to be Axel Law versus GQ Smooth. And there's not going to be any title on the line or anything like that. This one's going to go to GQ Smooth. GQ Smooth hasn't had a good win yet. He's come out and done the job here and there. There isn't a real aftermath to this particular event. We're just doing that to put on a good match. Yes, sir. So, now those guys have their dance cards filled. We just got finished describing how El Majito was on tour right now. Tell you what, Jafar's back, and to ring in his return, I know I said I wasn't going to do an Akimon squash, but I'm going to go ahead and do an Akimon squash, but he's going to do the job to or he's not going to do the job. Jafar is going to do the job to Akimon. Akimon will get a clean win over Jafar. And after this, Jafar will run away because he sucks. The purpose is to put on a good match. Then we need one more match in here. And we're going to have a lot of charismatic people here to say things. So it doesn't really matter whether or not the people that we put in this particular match are good on the mic or bad. What was that? Axel Law and GQ Smooth? Yeah. So let's go through the ranks here. Steve Stone's a decent little superstar here, isn't he? Let's put Steve Stone into a match with, let's see. Has he ever had a match with Palm Beach Boy John? No. Is there a reason for that? Maybe. Although Palm Beach Boy John's gotten a lot of love lately. Let's let the sun shine on somebody else. How's that? Steve Stone and Jarrell Clark. They would put on a good match, wouldn't they? I think maybe. Let's try it. 1 versus 1. Singles. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Jarrell Clark already has the main event. Gah! Do these things too late, folks. Too late at night. Not not in the right headspace to be figuring out what all everybody's doing. Oh yeah, we should put Fast Eddie in a match considering he's on the card. Let's have Fast Eddie show up and yeah, we'll just have Fast Eddie stomp out Steve Stone here. Whew, that was a close call, huh? 1 versus 1 singles match. It's gotta be Fast Eddie versus Steve Stone. There will be no title on the line. There'll be no doubt that the winner will be Fast Eddie. Sorry, Steve Stone. He's going to do it cleanly because we are still, as much as he's an evil heel, cheater, and bad guy and whatever, we are still trying to, show that he is a legitimate, legitimate wrestler. He's a serious threat. That's why these great matches are going on. Putting on a good match here. There we go. Now then. So, who do we give the opening promo here? Let's go ahead and give it to Jafar. Guess what, Jafar? You're on crowd warm-up duty. How's that? And your target is going to be Akumon. And it is going to be to hype the match you guys are going to have that you're going to lose. Ha ha ha, Jafar, you suck. Now then. We can get Agumon to do his interview in here. And then GQ Smooth. Alright. Let's go for our interview. Single worker. Come on. It's going to be Akumon. And he is going to talk up this match that he's going to have with Jafar. He's going to be hyping the match. Ooh, sorry, folks. Do we really need to have anything else going on this evening? Of the guys that we have here, is anybody else good enough to do an interview? Certainly not Axel Law. He's not the worst. But there's no reason for it. I don't think it'll actually cost us anything to not book every segment. Single worker. GQ Smooth. He's not targeting anybody in general. He's just like, hey everybody, I'm GQ Smooth. Check out all the cool stuff I do. Yeah, it has 6 segments overall, not including the dark match. So, actually, it has 7 segments overall, not including the dark match. It's enough. We don't need to have anything else up here. Akimon over Jafar, and then the main event, Jarrell Clark and Jeremy the Fifth. Let's start the show and see how it goes. Ah, see, we have road agent notes now. That's what our road agent gets us. Jafar gained overness from this segment. Bruce Sanchez and Jarrell Clark both gained overness from this segment, although it still only got a 50 rating. Oh, that's alright. One, two, three. The smoothie. That shook the ring. 69% match. That's not bad for these two. They're young guys. Akimon gained overness from this segment. See, it's the element of road agents. Fast Eddie versus Steve Stone. They put on a cracking match here, didn't they? That Fast Eddie's just a good superstar. Let's go to the next. GQ Smooth gained overness from this segment. It wasn't a great segment, but he gained overness from it. Jafar versus Akimon. That wasn't that great a show, was it? It was okay. And Jarrell Clark versus Jeremy V. Now, these guys, they put on a nice match. Look at that. That may be a feud for the future right there. There are no road agent notes, though, so that's interesting. So here we go. So, second rope flying axe handle. Jeremy V goes down. Jarrell face slams Jeremy V. Fast Eddie comes running down the aisle and onto the apron. Jeremy V turns and is dropped throat first onto the rope by Eddie. Fast Eddie's left Jeremy V in big trouble. Jeremy V gets knocked to the ground by Jarrell, who's already climbing the turnbuckle. Through the air, 630 somersault. 1, 2, 3. Jarrell and Fast Eddie tie Jeremy the Fifth up in the ropes, then start punching away at him until referees run down and break it up. That's how we end our show. 57 rating. Not the best show, but it was okay. And the new year comes. Let's see what it brings. Hopefully money for us. My battery is very low. Fine. It's the end of the year. I had, like, this video is almost over, but fine. So our top workers are Chris Jericho, Loki, Taka, Christopher Daniels, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Tajiri, Brock Lesnar, Kid Cash, The Hurricane, Randy Orton, Matt Hardy, V1. Let's see if any of our boys or any of our former boys are getting any love in the top 100 workers. So far, no good. A lot of good wrestlers up here, though. A lot of sadly no longer with us wrestlers like Sean O'Hare. Oh, Paul London. I love Paul London. He's a good dude. I don't know if he's like a good person specifically. And Akio. Paul London and Akio. The best match I ever saw in person. Let's see. The Rock, Funaki, Jamie Noble. John Cena sucks, but he's still on the list of 100. Devon Storm. Ah, there you go. Felcher's on the list. Felcher has cracked the top 100 in TNA. You guys remember Felcher? I remember Felcher. Boy, he was a monster. He was pretty good at his job, though. Axel Law and GQ Smooth have fantastic chemistry in the ring. So you say, eh? The GQ Smooth, maybe? Steve Stone thinks you should be higher up the card. 104 people. That's not a lot. Wrestling Marvelous Future have announced this year's. We got an email from Japan. Sags. Oh, Jerry Sags. Brian Knobbs is going to have to go on without Jerry Sags. Dilla Butcher is retired. El Majito, Palm Beach Boy John, GQ Smooth, Dunn, Fast Eddie. They all want more money. Cheap Japanese Toys ended their sponsorship deal. Kravitz Cutler has a bunch of sponsorship deals ending. Our public image is improving every month. We're making money still. Nice. Let's delete all that mail then. We're still making a load of money. This is great. Wait. Let's go back. Yeah, let's go to the Finance tab. That's what I want to look at. We did profit less this month from raising our production costs, which went up $10,000 a month from this one show. But it's okay. We don't have any merchandising costs. It might be worth trying to get some merchandise going. We sold fewer tickets to this show, which sucks. We are gaining in popularity, but not by a lot. Let's go to a meeting with Sophie. Yeah, the industry is at 82%, so it is dropping pretty precipitously. Marcos could use a change of gimmick. Miss Nail hasn't debuted, and neither is Tommy Cho. You're absolutely right. All those things. Do we do anything with all this money that we've got? Do I start merchandising? Merchandising level of 1 will cost $20,000 a month. Suppose we're making $100,000 a month, just allowing for the existence of merchandise wouldn't be the end of the world. My estimate is that we'll be paying about $21,000 in merchandising costs. Well, that's not what I thought we had going on. Let's go to the Finance tab, Merchandise. Thought our number one star was Akimon, but Chris Sprules apparently. We must have made a really witty Chris Sprules shirt that everybody just loves. Alright. So we're making less money, but I'm trying desperately to increase the amount of prestige and notoriety that we can get. The Indie Roundup. Who's the next best thing in managers? Oh, it's Alicia-sama. Okay. And Kumiko Indohara, good wrestler. Who's the best announcer? It's Mike Tenay. Who's gotten the farthest in the least amount of skill? Lex Luger. Ow! Super Crazy. He's a good guy that could go somewhere. Diamond Dust Wrestling is being run by Cowboy Bob Orton. They're said to be losing money. Johnny C, who's their most talented performer, and Abanabe, their most bankable. The 5 best American wrestlers. Low Key is one of them, and he's a free agent. Go pick him up. Hottest rumors on the internet. Low key will be signing for a major promotion. Okay. Many experts are experiencing or expecting wrestling promotions to begin to trim the fat from their rosters in an effort to cut costs and to prepare for a potential slump. Ha! Who's got fat to cut? We were about to witness a rich period of talent moving promotions, perhaps some old veterans retiring. Kid Cash might be in trouble. Oh, Francie, we get new we get new rumors if we just close and open the thing again. Like Francine signing a deal to appear on Playboy. Everybody's talking about Vin Lee. Rising Stars, Roderick Strong. I've heard of Roderick Strong here and there. Chris Jericho thinks, is he the greatest wrestler in the world today? Is Spiffy Sean Styles the next one go up to the top? WLW might be in financial trouble. Larry Lane. And WWE is the #1 promotion ever, like you'd expect. Let's look at the battleground here. Because why not? Tell me chill. Lil Nate's enjoying his time in Noah. El Majito is also performing well. We got a lot of technically skilled superstars. Jarrell Clark needs to learn to work VCW style. Uh-huh. Yeah, I should look at sponsors before I do anything. But then I'll well and truly be done with this video. Who's interested, boys? Nick 6 PLC and Thomas Lee. Well, never mind. We are already graduated beyond what you guys have to offer us. Do we have anybody that's about to go? Yeah. Freely and Chris. So need to make sure in 3 months to renew that sponsorship, because otherwise we might be in some bad financial territory. Do I want to spend any more? Yeah, I'll make that change. If we're making this much money, we should probably be putting it back into the company in one way or another. And I think a little bit of advertising, a little bit of merchandising. So together, those will be an extra 40 grand out of the budget. And if we're clearing 130,000, we might end up dipping back down to not making 6 figures every month, which I'd be okay with. Hopefully you'll all be okay with it too, because it's pretty much what's happening. Money, 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 money. Going back to the company. Alright, anyhow, folks, this is Bobo the Vulture. This has been Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge. We're into the year 2017, folks. So, we're into the year 2017, and we're into sort of the middle of being a small promotion. So, fun times. Thanks very much for watching, folks. I will see all of you another time. But bye for now.